I didn't see anything.
Racist to oppose a fascist ideology.
Fascist ideology?
This
What
fascist.
You're racist.
How am I racist?
You hate Asians,
what
yeah?
race? What race are Asians? What race are Muslims?
I heard. Come on, where are you running away from?
Because I know what you like, brother. You have about 100 you in a minute. You fucking little chief. You fucking chief. Prick. You see? That is Islam.
Peter, I just want to get one final thought from you. Are there words that are used to describe men that offend you?
Not particularly, and if there are some I don't like, I certainly wouldn't want them banned. But it always goes back to that old adage: sticks and stones may break my bones, but there will always be something to offend a feminist.
Peter Lloyd.
No, that's just obnoxious.
Peter
Sorry,
Lloyd,
you have to give me a chance to respond to that. That is ridiculous. No, hang on, I won't do your show again if you don't let me respond to that.
Go on, Kate, have a word.
Come on, that's ridiculous. I mean, first of all, that like.
Like, why is it my job to explain to you things? Why can't you
No, because here's the irony. Here's the irony. He's not racist. That's the irony. That's why you can't explain it.
You tell me.
That's why you can't explain it.
No, here's the thing. You don't know the word irony.
You're the one making the claim. The burden of proof is on you guys.
Me? So I don't know Donald Trump. I'd love to know Donald Trump. That's a fair point. Hey, this man actually makes a fair point. I'll accept that point. That's the first fair point.
Can you tell
That like really raises your credibility as a man speaking to me right now. Like I feel so humble talking to you because you're wearing a fucking Pepe sticker. Like
What's wrong with Pepe?
It stands for. Are you guys offended by a cartoon frog?
I'm really triggered. Yeah, I'm really triggered. Yeah,
I see. I can tell. I'm capturing it all.
Thank you.
You really getting my SJW ass.
But hold on a second. You still haven't given one reason why you don't like Trump. You haven't said any policy.
How old are you? Yeah,
What difference does that make? How old are you?
Like, why are you hassling two young girls? Like, what's your fucking problem?
Hold on. You're out here protesting Donald Trump. You have a message. You want people to hear it. And then when I'm having a conversation with you, trying to understand your message, you don't want to hear. You don't want to listen.
He supports the KKK.
Wrong.
He sexually assaulted
Wrong.
women.
Wrong.
Shut the fuck up and let me speak. Wait.
Prove it.
You prove it.
Say the lawsuit. Tell me the lawsuit of Donald Trump where he sexually assaulted a woman. Name the lawsuit.
Do you know how
Name
sexual
one
assault is
lawsuit.
treated in the courts? Rapists get away every
You have no
fucking
lawsuits.
day.
All right, so you have no lawsuits. Can you name one instance where he's associated with the KKK?
Well, the fact that the David Duke promoted him.
He disavowed David Duke 500 times.
Yeah, but the fact that David Duke supports him in the first place, that's a really big fucking
So
deal,
Donald
buddy.
Trump is supposed to be responsible for everyone in America all the time. And they all fell through. They all fell through. And they all fell through. They all fell through.
Confirmation bias.
That's what. Oh my God! This is perfect. They are having the confirmation bias right now.
Have you heard that when he was? I don't want your camera in my face.
All right. Well, don't you have a message though?
Your camera out of my face.
Well, why are you protesting then?
You do not have permission.
Why are you protesting?
Actually, I do have permission. Yeah, I don't need permission. You're on public property. You're on public property. But how come you're protesting, but when there's media here to cover your protest, you don't want your message out? Why is that?
What do you represent?
I represent truth. I represent truth.
Okay, why don't you read Nietzsche and then you'll see what truth actually is.
August! Donald Trump actually wanted to move the media out of the White House. Did you hear that?
Good. Move the media out. Get CNN and MSNBC out of our lives. They're the liars that you're buying.
Well, the White House isn't public property, so it's a little bit different than being out in front of a train station.
Listen, I know you have this need to mansplain everything.
I'm waiting for you to explain one thing. One thing. I just want one explanation of how Trump is bad. No lawsuits, no affiliation with the KKK, just a bunch of hearsay. That's all you have.
Been to New York City.
Anything else?
Stop and frisk.
You're gonna speak for me some more?
Are you going to give me an excuse why you don't like Trump, but it's an actual real policy and not a fake news?
Yeah,
I love the way he talks. I love his policies. I love the way he talks.
So you're all about the fucking wall, right?
Actually, I don't like the wall. No.
Oh,
Actually, I'm not.
that's one of his main fucking things.
No, I'm a border security. I want a strong border.
Talking about overturning same-sex
I want a
marriage.
strong border.
Huh?
And that's
What about
not
having
true.
the least
He's
educated
ultra anti-sex.
How about him wanting to defund Planned Parenthood?
That's good. The government shouldn't fund Planned Parenthood.
Tell me why. No, I can have this
Because that's unconstitutional. You can't take my money. That's taxation without representation.
Taxation without representation
Absolutely.
is unconstitutional.
And if you're in some of the practices of Planned Parenthood go against many religions in this country.
Why are you leaving? Why are you leaving? Don't you want to talk about numbers? Are you embarrassed? Are you embarrassed? Are you embarrassed of the hateful culture that surrounds your religion, that oppresses women and murders homosexuals and commits unspeakable acts of terrorism? Are you ashamed of it? Would you like to talk to us about why there's no global Muslim peace movement? Because I hear lots of very upset people at my talks complaining about statistics they can't refute. I don't hear a lot of Muslims standing up against terrorism. 3 down. I think if you take the second left, the airport is just Actually, no, we don't want them there, do we? It's a bit of a problem, actually. I hadn't really thought this through.
Do you drive to work?
Well, now hold on. Have you looked at the budget?
Who the fuck would pay for the fucking roads? You're a fucking
Wait a second. Hold on. Have you looked at the budget?
I can't.
Most of, like, 75% of our spending goes to military.
Or military. They go for wars. You probably fucking support.
No, wait. Donald Trump didn't support the Iraqi war.
Why are you voting for him?
Well, because I think Washington has become corrupt over the last decades, and Donald Trump is the first non-politician. Because politicians like Hillary Clinton have had pay-for-play programs and let Americans die overseas to create scares of terrorism, okay?
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I am right. And I have done my research, actually.
Oh, yeah?
Yes, I have.
You just said that most billionaires don't
Do you realize, let me ask you a question, do you realize that the same people that fund ISIS fund Hillary Clinton?
You're a dumb piece of fucking shit.
No. You can look this up. This is public information, man. This is public information. I'm brainwashed. Let me hear your facts and evidence.
Oh my God.
Let me hear your facts and evidence.
It's laughable.
I'm brainwashed with facts and evidence. Let me hear yours.
Have you watched this?
How is Donald Trump racist? How is Donald Trump racist?
Never happened. He wants to build it. It's rewarded. He said that. It's
For our border. For our border.
Oh my God! Ah! You are such a piece of shit!
Thanks for having tattoos. We have a man who knows all about that. Let's speak to the king of Inkland, King Body Art, the extreme Inkite. Welcome to the show.
Body art's fine because I'm covered in body art. That's how I see it personally.
Now, Body Art, welcome to the show.
Well, welcome to go to the show.
Yay!
I totally agree with you. Not the tramp stamp, because I haven't got one. But I was 16 myself when I got my first tattoo. And Callum, it is a personal journey. Every tattoo is a personal choice for every individual. And Katie, you are extremely rude. We're the alternative in the mainstream society. You're totally prejudiced towards tattooed people.
Why? What? Because I'm a plain skin?
No, that's what happens to us. People instantly make the judgment,
That's because your face is
coloured,
the sort of colour of a first-class stamp, my chicken.
The reason why I've done that, though, is because I want to be body art. My name is Body Art. I've been on this journey from the age 9.
Your name's what your mum called you. What did your mum call you? What did your mum call you?
Bart is B, art, capital B, capital A for art.
But did your mum
because I'm
call
being
you Bart?
art in my life. I changed my name legally.
What did your mum?
And the reason, Katie, you're not listening as per normal. I changed my name to Body Art.
I'm asking you a straight question. What's your name? You can't tell me your birth name.
I've got lots of different tattoo work on my body, and it's just people like yourself, Katie, that just don't like them, basically.
I think she likes them. She's just trying to wind us up.
I totally disagree with that. The only thing you can do to stand out in life is colour your whole face in. That just makes you a kid with a crayon book.
If one of your children...
He's an artist.
If one of your children was to go off to college at 18 and came back for their holidays... looking like Body Art.
They wouldn't be coming in my house.
What would you do? Would you disown them?
Yeah, they wouldn't be coming in my house.
Okay,
Especially
it's
not if
the
they
same
turned
person
up.
underneath. They're your child, that you brought up.
No, because if they changed their name like you did, I'd feel very offended.
Regardless of changing the name, it's their lifestyle choice.
I wouldn't let them in my house.
Unbelievable, astonishing sexism. We have to teach young boys not to be boys so they won't be violent.
Why is being violent being...
Get out! You have to understand a little bit about the history of feminism. There have been two main strands.
And here is our local expert.
Of course, because of course men aren't allowed to speak about anything that isn't to do with
the
men,
things
except
that
no one's really interested in.
Already said indicate that you know nothing about
All right, well,
it. So
be allowed to finish. Sorry, I'm talking about men, darling. When
And you call them darling? How incredibly rude. And now you think it's funny. Well, this is exactly the problem. This is institutionalised sexism, and you're just sitting here doing it flagrantly and without even apologising.
Well, we just heard that it was an essential characteristic of men that they were violent a minute ago. And what feminists don't seem to appreciate the irony of is that they are relentlessly ridiculing people on the basis of skin colour and sex, and they don't seem to get the irony there. The number of kids that are on Adderall and Ritalin, whatever, in the United States, and it's beginning to happen here. It's monstrous, and it comes from this sort of philosophy.
Listen, go on, get your hand off me.
This city has just been attacked by people with the same view as
no,
you.
it's been attacked by the people that I oppose.
Hey, easy. Hey. Trying to see their president, but apparently there's some protesters up here. Here's one of them. What's wrong with Donald Trump?
He's a dick.
Oh, come on.
Fuck Donald Trump.
Let's have a real conversation. What's wrong with Donald Trump?
What's good about it? What's right with Donald
Well, he's bringing jobs back to America.
How?
Well, he's already had multiple international companies.
They've both made
What about
statements.
GM? What about Carrier?
They've both
What about Ford?
They both made statements saying
Yeah,
Donald
they made
Trump did not
statements.
influence them.
They made statements saying how they're investing money in the United States. That's the statement they made.
Donald Trump didn't do that.
Yeah, they did that. But what happens when cars are like 70 grand and the middle class?
Cars are already 70 grand. What are you talking about?
I just paid 20 grand. I just paid 18
Okay, and you could find a car for 70 grand if
What's
you wanted
Donald
to.
Trump doing about my student debt? Yeah. As a public
Well,
servant.
did Donald Trump sign the dotted line saying taking on that debt? Was that
To be
Trump?
a public servant, I have to.
You have to what? Go to school?
Yep.
You have to.
Yeah. To be a
Okay,
teacher.
well, nobody made you do that. You chose that life path.
But I'm serving my country. I'm serving my country as a public servant.
Yeah, so, but I'm saying, but did you or did you not choose to take on a student loan?
To serve my country.
Okay, but who
servant.
made that choice?
I did.
So
To
whose
serve my
responsibility is it?
Just like
Why
the
is that
military
funny?
people.
That's logic.
So wait, hold on. Here's the logic. When the military go overseas and fight and they die, that was their choice to die, right?
Yeah, they chose the greatest honor to give their life for freedom.
I chose
Absolutely.
the greatest honor to serve my nation as a public servant.
Okay, but good for you. And just like going overseas could mean you might die, you taking on student debt means you're going to be in debt. That's called a sacrifice.
Right, but it's...
Anything else? Hey, so are all you guys protesters here blocking people from getting in?
No. Do we like this is
You
the
guys-
only
you
way
guys
we
wanna
can
get
into
in?
the National Mall.
Okay.
It's the only way.
Apparently they're not getting anyone in. So you guys aren't going to give Donald Trump a chance?
No.
So what happens? What happens if things in America get better? People quit rioting, police and civilians, no more protests.
We've had economic growth for the past 6 years.
I have a question. People always say, like, make America great again. When was it great, in your opinion?
You know what? All I know is when I grew up as a kid, I didn't have to worry about going out on the streets and being robbed or being assaulted or having protesters assault me, throw stink bombs at me, throw eggs at me.
Does that happen to you
Because I'm
now?
white. You don't even know anything about me. You literally just see, you claim I'm white and that you assume all these things about me. That's racist. Do you realize you're a racist?
It's not possible.
How is it not possible?
I can't be racist against white people.
Well,
Racism is literally the suppression of a minority
Are you
group.
judging me because I'm white?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't like white males.
Why? So that's not racist? That's the definition of racist.
Yelling at me?
This is hilarious. Thank you so much for this YouTube
You're a
duel.
misogynist pig.
How so?
Because you're a white male.
You don't know anything about me and my relationship with women, other races, my past, my upbringing.
You didn't answer
where
my
I went to
question.
school.
You didn't answer my
That's what they do.
Here's what I want. Here's what I want. Here's what I want.
When was it great?
Listen.
Why is it great?
Listen,
When
listen,
was it
listen.
great?
Are you gonna listen? Everything that is made in this world comes from Asia, typically China. You know why that is? Because all the American companies ship their manufacturing over there. That's why companies are now building manufacturing in America and bringing jobs back. That's how it works. So now every time you pick up a product, it might not say made in China.
19 minutes into the presidency.
Exactly. So Donald Trump has done more.
19 minutes?
Wait. I'm sorry. Were those people meeting with Trump or Obama?
Not Trump.
No, they were meeting with Trump.
Oh.
Literally pictured with Trump in Trump Tower.
Okay, one time.
So does that answer your question?
So was Kanye
Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Manufacturing. This phone was made in China, probably. Foxconn said they're going to bring manufacturing of iPhones to America. So how do you feel about that? So does that not answer your question? Manufacturing back in America, less regulations. Less regulations on small business.
To the bottom of this. So America will be great, you're saying, when manufacturing is back?
Here's the honest truth. America will be great when we, the people, are back in charge and not a corrupt government. That's why we elected Donald Trump, because he's not a career politician, okay? He hasn't had to make stances. He's a terrible human being. Do you realize that Donald Trump is a very charitable man?
He's evil. He's a vile pig.
How so? How so? How so?
He's a racist. He's a misogynist.
What has he done that's racist? What has he done that's racist? What has he done that's racist?
Whether or not he's done anything, he said it, and words matter.
What did he say?
Words matter. Oh, he said a hell of a lot. I don't even need it.
What? If they said so much, you shouldn't have a problem.
He started his platform calling Mexicans rapists. That was his opening
No, wrong.
I'm pretty sure that was
He said illegal immigrants are coming here and raping citizens. That is a fact.
He called Mexicans rapists.
You know what? I was raped by a white man.
I was going to say, I'm pretty sure.
Is that why you hate? Is that funny? Are you serious right now?
I've been raped by a white man.
So is that why you hate white men?
No, but I mean, I wasn't raped by an illegal immigrant.
Yeah.
Okay, but are you saying that has?
It was a white man in a college dorm. Like, I mean, you don't have to be an illegal immigrant to rape women.
You guys are just brilliant.
In a little bit of a conversation with a couple of self-identified feminists, and then got water dumped or something dumped all over you. What on earth just went down?
I'm hoping that it is pop. I think it is pop, but it could be this. I don't know.
I can't really talk to you.
You can't really talk? Why?
Because I despise you.
You despise me,
Yeah.
so you can't answer questions because you despise me?
Yeah, because I might get angry.
You might get angry, and we don't want that, do we? Bloody hell. We don't want you getting angry. So come on.
That's funny, yeah.
It is funny, yeah. So, because I'm shaking here.
So, how do you say that some people don't have privilege when you basically just said that trans people aren't valid? They're not a thing. They're just girls pretending to be boys or boys pretending to be girls.
Okay. Oh, someone's excited. Okay.
Biological, but gender is a completely different thing.
No, gender is not disconnected from sex. So.
It's not completely disconnected, but it's still a cultural thing. It's still from society.
Okay. No, it is not in the mind. Okay, you're not a man if you think you're a man. And I didn't say pretending, or if I did, I shouldn't have said pretending. Let me amend.
You said playing.
Okay, I said a boy who thinks he's a girl. That's the usual phraseology I use. Not playing. I usually say a boy who thinks he's a girl or a girl who thinks he's a boy, which is technically what we're talking about here. As far as the actual psychological issues at play, it used to be called gender dysphoria or gender identity disorder. Now they call it gender dysphoria. The idea that sex or gender are malleable is not true. Okay, and I'm not denying your humanity if you're a transgender person. I am saying that you are not the sex to which you claim to be. You're still a human being, and you're a human being with an issue that I wish you Godspeed in dealing with in whatever way you see fit. But if you are going to dictate to me that I'm supposed to pretend that men are women and women are men, no. My answer is no. I'm not going to modify basic biology because it threatens your subjective sense of what you are.
Okay, but you're still saying these kids should not be accepted because they don't really fit into either place? They can't just
I'm saying that the Boy Scouts have a standard. You must be a biological boy to be a Boy Scout. You have to be a boy to be a Boy Scout.
Where's that written though? Okay.
In the name Boy Scouts. Because this is a very because for all of human history, boy meant boy and girl meant girl. Boy did not mean girl. And if I call you a moose, are you suddenly a moose? Okay, if I redefine our terms. No, yes, that's right. Men and women are a completely different thing. This is true. Have you ever met a man or a woman? They're completely different.
You can't just say you're a cat. It's not a thing. It's genders. It's not saying you're.
Okay, why is that? I don't understand. Why? Okay, let me ask you this. Okay, I won't ask you how old. I will ask you how old you are. Okay, because you're young enough that it's probably not insulting to ask you. So.
I'm 22, so I'm probably young and naive, right?
No. Why aren't you 60? Why aren't you 60?
Because it.
And why can't you identify as 60? What is the problem with you identifying as 60?
It's not the same as gender. You can't just.
You're right. Age is significantly less important than gender. You can't magically change your gender. You can't magically change your sex. You can't magically change your age.
You can still legally change it. People
You
recognize
can't legally change your age, by the way.
Obviously, you can change your name, you can change your sex, you can change your identity.
Just because you can do things legally doesn't mean that they are correct biologically. You could do lots of things in the past that were incorrect biologically and correct legally. For a long period of time in the United States, sterilization of the mentally ill took place. That didn't make it okay. Skinner versus Oklahoma. Justice Oliver Wendell Holmes wrote the decision.
Put your hands up. Hey! Get your hands off him! Hey, get up, get up! Get the fuck up! Malcolm, don't stop fighting! No one said be fighting today, okay?
I will say, having sat in the Republican convention in Cleveland and watched your news network, it is entirely biased, I think, in coverage. And I think Trump's doing a great job. And I think what we saw today from him opening that hotel
how?
was a
Because
super
you
thing.
keep making these accusations, and quite frankly, you cannot back them
Because
up.
you just said, I'll just give you an example
You just
straight.
cannot back them up, not in airtime, not in how
I will give you an example straight off the bat of what you just said. No, I won't let you finish because I want to answer your question. You said I can't back them up.
You can't go ahead and back them up then, because I've worked here 18 years and I can tell you nothing but balance.
So you were just saying how Trump really struggles with women. You guys seem to love to present us women, and I am vaguely a woman, as victims. I don't see myself as a victim. Many women, hard-working women, don't see themselves as victims. And we could also look at other polls that say 70% of individuals find Clinton to be utterly distasteful. I find her abhorrent to look at. Her little smile there does nothing for me. So
But
as a
Katie
woman,
Hopkins, nobody's
I don't
saying
like
everybody
her.
loves Hillary Clinton.
Well, I think you
from
just
it.
did. Women,
Absolutely
you said
not.
women love Hillary. Women do not love Hillary
I never
Clinton.
said that.
Okay,
You're
tell me what you
literally
said.
misquoting me.
Tell me your quote.
I gave you a poll where she had a 12-point advantage over Donald Trump with the female.
They really are meaningless. Move on from polls. I'm bored of your polls.
Okay, but you just quoted something I said that was completely factually incorrect.
Tell me the correct quote.
That women love Hillary Clinton?
Oh, wrong word there. Clinton.
When did I say
You
that?
love Clinton, remember, not Trump.